I've seen many variations of oatmeal cookies, from using dried cranberries or dried currants to dried blueberries and apples, but the same base is always the same: oats, flour, sugar, butter, eggs, and spices. We're gonna start this recipe by creaming together the butter, sugars, eggs, the molasses, and your vanilla. I don't know if adding the eggs individually makes a difference or not, but this is the way that I was shown, so this is the way I make them. Well, if you've ever heard the term slow as molasses, this is a good indicator as to why. What I've done here is I've placed 4 cups of whole oats, the old-fashioned variety, and I pulsed them into a coarse flour using a food processor. You could also use a blender or coarsely chop them with a chef knife, or optionally, just leave them whole. The pagan Scottish Highlanders were notorious for carrying oats on them at all times for quick slap-together porridges, while the English, at the same time frame, only used oats to feed their horses. But what the English did not know is that oats are high in energy with 66% carbs, 11% fiber, and 15% protein. Not to mention they're high in manganese, phosphorus, copper, B1, iron, magnesium, and zinc. And recent studies have shown that it can lower your cholesterol and reduce your risk of heart disease. Oats can also boost your immune system, enhancing your ability to fight bacteria, viruses, fungi, and parasites, as well as it can promote a healthy gut. Now, I don't think the Scots knew all of the health benefits associated with oats, but what I do know is that they created something called bannocks, which were a non-leavened flatbread made from oats that were sweetened with honey, essentially the first form of oatmeal cookies. Now fast forward to modern times, where a chef and cookbook author by the name of Fanny Merritt Farmer introduced the first published oatmeal cookie recipe in 1896 in the Boston Cooking School Cookbook. Farmer's recipe did not include raisins. That inclusion grew more popular over time, due in part to the oatmeal raisin cookie recipe found in every Quaker's oats container from 1899 until present. You're going to end up with a very sticky, very dense dough, and that's normal. What we want to do here is divide the dough in half and roughly shape each half into a 2 to 2.5 inch round log, wrapped tightly with parchment paper or wax paper, and we are going to chill those while we preheat our oven at 350 degrees and clean up our workspace. And now that we've chilled our cookie dough, it will make portioning a lot easier. This recipe should yield 2.5 dozen cookies or 30 total, so 15 cookies per log at roughly 1.5 ounces each. These oatmeal cookies like to have their own personal space, so I like to bake 10 at a time in 3 separate batches. After these bad boys are golden brown and delicious, we want to get them cooled down. But before we transfer them to a wire rack to cool down, I'm pressing the top dome-like tops to create more cracks and a flatter surface area for accepting more of our glaze. Now don't forget to mark it on your calendar. April 30th is National Oatmeal Cookie Day.